Family, what's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. You mean Roll Tide inside the comment box. I hope that you guys are off to an amazing Tuesday. It is 7 p.m. We're doing a little Tuesday night Ryan Grubb reaction. He spoke to the media today, really talked about Ty Simpson and kind of the quarterback journey. So I'm going to talk about that on tonight's show. Definitely get inside the comment box. I want to see where you guys are coming from and get your interaction in terms of Ty Simpson now being the official starter. And look, this is not shocking news. I want to continue to say that. It's not like, and I get it. We're in a time period where everything is really sensationalized. And I think the way that I'm looking at it is more of kind of an excitement. And I think kind of, all right, we're getting closer to the football season. Time to buckle down. This guy has worked for the job. He's earned the job, most importantly, and you support that because you want to support people that have worked for something. You want to support people that haven't been necessarily just handed off kind of the keys, right? You want somebody who has been in the lab, who's loyal. That certainly helps out a lot. Raise your hand if you don't like, do you like loyalty? Raise your hand if you like loyalty, right? It better be everybody inside the chat. And you got to get behind that. So, I mean, I'm happy for the kid. And, we'll play Ryan Grubb. And he has some very interesting takes at talking about Ty Simpson. And I might even take some calls on the back end. And we'll probably do some calls tomorrow on our Wednesday show. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys know what we do. We're going to play Ryan Grubb. We'll react to it. We'll point some things out that make our ears perk up. We'll make it fun. We'll enjoy life. And, if there's anything that funny that runs across the tables, of course, we'll highlight that, too, because I like to have a good time. Today's raffle is still up for grabs. $10 will get you into the raffle. Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. And look, this is your opportunity to try to win a jersey. And, you want a Ryan Williams, you want a Ty Simpson. I would imagine that the Ty Simpson ones are pretty hot right now. So you want to throw your hat in there? Now is a really good time. Of course, super chats help as well. Let's see if we can we get 10 super chats tonight? 10 super chats. That's our goal. Somebody write it down. Somebody be our accountant inside the comment box. Let me give some shout outs real quick and see where you guys are watching from, coming from. I always get excited to see where you guys are coming from. I don't have any music right now at this point in time. I was kind of feeling more like I wanted to be more interpersonal tonight. So you guys like the music in the background? You guys like kind of when we're just, a little bit more monotone tonight? I don't know. Maybe we'll just kind of switch it up like the usernames have been switched up. D Bama Swag, what's up, man? Good to see you. Young C Gamer, good to see you, man. Your family, dog. Your family too, Alex Wilder. What's up, man? You've been here a long time. Same thing with Keelin Children. Says Roll Tide. Had a root canal at 10? Damn, man. You okay? Man, what? Shoot. Man, I am praying for you because root canal is a real thing, man. That's real life pain. Miss Kim, but I'm sure you're better. Like tomorrow, you'll be better. All right. So you watch tomorrow's show, you'll be better. Braylon Walker, what's up, man? The 2424, what's up, man? 1990, 1993. Yo, 1990 was a really good year, man. 1990. I was in kindergarten in 1990. Tonette, turn up. What's up? Family for sure. Jarvis, of course, family. Two from the 251. I like this username for you, Jarvis, because your usual username is just Jarvis, but this one, 25. I like this one. Scotty Williams, what's up, man? Coming to us from Alabama. Josh Johnson, what's up? Jeff, good to see you. Amanda Jane, what's up? I appreciate you. Thanks for joining the night show. Welcome on in. If you're old enough, maybe you're having a cold one at the end of the day. You've cleaned up the kitchen. You've made dinner. What time do you guys make dinner at? Am I making dinner too early? I think I do. I make dinner probably because I try to have like a nightcap show, right? So I do make dinner. This sounds really early just saying it, but at 5, is that too early? And because look, now Caden's not even here. Caden works all the time. Caden works probably about 35 hours a week. He comes home at like 12:31, and then he goes to Chick-fil-A, and he doesn't come home till like 10. And so it's just me and Lacey just kicking it. So what's up? Who else we got? 6:30 up in here. Chris from New Jersey. Austin Cortez coming to us from Houston, H-Town. That's what's up, man. I haven't been to Houston in a minute. I didn't see that. Chad Kennedy, what's up, man? I'm sure he had something positive to say about his quarterback. That's cool. Vanilla Ice was 1990. Damn, man. Remember the Ninja Turtles? Remember when the Ninja Turtles movie came out, and then Vanilla Ice was on stage at the end? That was a good one, man. The nightcap. Jimmy Williams, what's up, dog? 6 o'clock for dinner. Dinner's at 6. Okay, so I'm making dinner a little bit earlier, but like my daughter, she's eating, a little bit later. Living in Los Angeles, I now miss Tuscaloosa. Living in Tuscaloosa, I miss Los Angeles. So here's the thing, man. You got to figure out how to be, and that's the whole battle about, I think, life. And when you're able to be content, whether you're in Jackson, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Los Angeles, it's just kind of finding that contentment about life, right? And I think sometimes you might often struggle for that because, you might compare, right? If you're on social media, everybody's life is perfect and you're like, damn, man, like this looks amazing. But really, I think it's about kind of like a internal beauty and how you're perceiving things and the gifts that you have, right? That's why it's always like, I think about this time period in my life and I'm like, man, God wants me to parent my kids. That's like the only message I can really get is like, and if you're coming to us for our evening shows, sometimes they're a little bit different than our morning shows. Our morning shows a little bit more structured. Sometimes the nightcap is kind of what it is. I'll play Ryan Grubb in just a second. But I feel like when you're parenting, this is where I'm supposed to be, right, in my life. And I've accepted that 1,000,000%, and I love it, and I'm present, and I have the schedule that allows for it. Could I be doing something else? Could I be making more money? Maybe. But how much is the time that I have with my kids worth? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at things right now at this point in my life. And really excited about this year, about the quarterback, just going into it with just so much gratitude and kind of like a new notebook under year 2 with Coach Keelin Russell. So earlier today, you had Ryan Grubb, and he spoke to the media. So we'll play it. He talks a lot about the quarterbacks and a lot about where we are kind of going into this next scrimmage. So the tone is set, and I think every time you set the tone with naming your quarterback, we're absolutely rolling. So you guys are asking for the commercials. Yeah, the commercials sometimes come up for sure. Maybe we'll do a commercial here in a minute. But anyways, we got Ryan Grubb up at the podium. He was talking today. Here's his he doesn't really have an opening mark, but he'll talk about the quarterbacks from the jump, and really good interview as he always. Ryan Grubb's a really good interview, 100%. Here's Ryan Grubb earlier today. We'll pause it, stop it, give some analysis, 100%.
How's that? Pretty good? Okay, let it ride. What do we got?
Why is Ty Simpson your starter?
There we go. Good follow-up.
Why is Ty? Oh, and this is the other thing. The reporters aren't handed microphones at these type of, we call them scrums, where there's like 1 million people around a particular subject. The subject is Ryan Grubb. This particular, so I'll pause it and I'll tell you what the reporter said because you can't hear it. They said, the reporter just said, why Ty Simpson as your starting quarterback?
Ty did a really nice job of, taking care of the football. I think number one, I think Ty is an incredible playmaker on the move. And I think from there, guys like that, you worry, are they going to be able to train themselves to be able to take care of the football? And even the room in general, Ty led that charge, but Ty didn't throw any picks last week. He's thrown 1 all camp. We've thrown 4 total this camp. And this spring, I think at this time we had thrown 15. So I think in general, the guys are understanding the concepts and control the offense a lot better as a room. And Ty was the best at that. And so his ability to command and create out of the pocket, I thought was the best, make great decisions. And he's just much cleaner on some of the things that you expect an older quarterback to be able to do.
Yeah, I love that. I think the things that make my ears perk up quickly from hearing Ryan Grubb and kind of the opening question about why Ty is the fact that it's he takes care of the football. And how important is that, right? And he'll talk about some explosive plays. They've hit, several explosive plays each and every time they're out on the practice field. But, not turning over the football. He's only thrown 1 interception during this point, which I think is amazing, to be honest. And I think coming up, he said they've thrown collectively only 4 interceptions. Is that right? And at this is a crazy stat. They've thrown 4 interceptions at this point in time, whereas opposed to last year, they threw 15 interceptions, which is a huge difference. You're not talking 8 to 6. You're talking 15. I wrote it down, 15 to 4. So Ty is able to take care of the football, throws a catchable ball, and he showed leadership. And you've seen how the players have rallied around him. I know there's, you watch other shows, you see the other interviews, which is amazing. But you've seen camaraderie, and you've seen these guys rally around Ty. And I haven't seen, any sort of one thing that I do like is the fact that you don't hear anything from like Keelin or Austin in like a negative way, right? Like these guys are very supportive of each other. We continue with Ryan Grubb.
Interceptions. Are you still seeing the quarterbacks, Ty specifically, push the ball down the field in fall camp?
Yeah,
Are you still seeing Ty push the football downfield in fall camp?
we are, absolutely. Let's see. I mean, I don't know what today was, but we'd had 6 practices in a row where we hit our explosive number. So we've certainly been able to get the ball down the field, which is great because I think our defense does a good job of trying to limit those. So which was a lot better. I don't know if we had 5 days of that all of spring. So 6 in a row. I think we had 8 out of 10 practices. So we were rolling a little bit.
Ryan, what was the message to Austin and Keelin when, I guess, moving forward with Ty being the official starter now?
What was the message to Austin and Keelin as they told, kind of the team, the quarterback room, that Ty Simpson was going to be the starter?
Well, I think for those guys, I know, they have to continue to progress. I think that for quarterbacks in general, any position is tough, but the development of a quarterback to continue to move forward during a season, I think is the toughest thing. Like that's the thing. Like you have to find ways to generate both coaching staff wise to create looks and opportunities that those guys don't just pause. Young quarterbacks are really talented like Austin and Keelin. What you don't want is that the starter's named and all this improvement that they've been making to this point just comes to a screeching halt. So that part they totally understood. I know they're up to the task, and I think there's a huge part of that is just the relationships and the bond that's been built in that room. I told the guys, I thought one of the things that stood out to me the most about that room was there never was this feeling of somebody conceding. So like, oh, Ty's going to be the guy. There was never an approach by any of the 3 guys that it was like it's him or him. At the same time, it was all organic. Guys were able to focus on their job and just be the best quarterback they can be. And I think that they all developed because of the type of room that we have. So tip of the cap to those guys. I don't think that's coaching. I think that's just the guys doing a really good job of just focusing on themselves. And, I think Austin and Keelin will be up to that.
And at the end of the day, that's all you can really do, right, is stay in your lane. And we talk about that often, kind of even in this industry, or how it approaches, from a quarterback standpoint, is you can only control kind of, I think Milrose said this a lot last year, control the controllables. And I do agree with that. It's like, look, you're going to be given opportunities. You have to make the most of those opportunities, and you have to just stay in your lane. And thank you, Lacey. I appreciate that. Do you want to say hi? Yeah, come over here. Come say hi. You just say hi to the people.
Hi.
This is Lacey. How's you out to the school so far?
Yes.
How was dinner?
It was good. I had
The turkey taco bowls?
yeah.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up. All right.
All right. You can close the door too. But I think one of the things that Ryan Grubb said is like telling those quarterbacks, who's going to be the guy without them losing momentum, right? And look, this is big boy football. We're close to the NFL here, and you got to be able to continue just to stay the course, brick by brick, right? It's never a quantum leap in life. It's always one rep after another, and different opportunities come to you at different moments in time. So you always have to be ready, man. And when you play specifically quarterback, you have to be ready for your name to be called, man. You're only one play away from being the guy. And the thing about it is with you guys are asking for Lacey playing Annie. At the end of the show, I'll show you a clip of Lacey playing Annie. But you have to be ready. I mean, think about it. The one thing that I love about this quarterback room, and if you're a quarterback, you have to be thrilled in the fact that there's only 3 scholarship quarterbacks on this team. I know that you have John Gazaniga as well, who's a walk-on, but there's only 3 particular quarterbacks. So, look, you might have an opportunity. This is a long season. We can't tell the future. We don't know what's happening tomorrow, right? 16 games, if you want to, maybe 17, if you want to win the Natty, right? I don't know if it's 17 or 16. It's a long season, man. So you got to keep practicing. You got to be ready. And when Coach Ryan Grubb or the head football coach Keelin Russell comes to you and is like, hey, man, we have an opportunity for you, and we need you to step up and be a teammate, and in this particular role, be a backup, you're a backup, and your name will be called, right? You know how fast it goes. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Jimmy Williams. I appreciate the super, man. 1 out of 10. We're going for 10 supers. We continue with Ryan Grubb.
Decided upon number 2 yet?
Nope. We're still working through all that. Those guys.
The reporter quickly asked, "Have you decided on like a number 2?" Which I don't think it even matters who really the number 2 is. But here's Ryan Grubb saying what he thinks about quarterback number 2.
Continue to rep. I think you'd be pigeonholing yourself a little bit on reps and opportunity for both those guys to get better.
Ty gets the job that's announced to the team. What's your message to him after that?
You could hear that, but Ty gets the job. What's the message to the team after that?
Just don't change anything. Like we still got a lot of stuff to clean up. Remember what got you the job, the things that, you're challenged to improve on after spring and that you did do to this point in camp. Nothing has to change. So I think he's just got to keep improving on the things that he knows he has to work on. And this is just, it's announcement. It's a starting point. If you have any kind of finality to this announcement, whether you're the backup or the starter, I think, they're going to rob themselves of some really good opportunities.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy Williams and Dan Carraway there for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I think in terms of like what, this is a starting point for Ty Simpson. And just because you were able to be named the starter against Florida State, that's it. Like, there should be a competition through the entire season. And I'm not saying that, like, every single week you go in with a quarterback, race or whatever. Like, Ty is the guy. But Ty needs to continue to, like Coach Grubb said, that's a starting point. And you want to continue to see development. You want to see development from the Florida State game, going into Louisiana Monroe, into the Wisconsin game, into the Georgia game. You never want to be, just stay the same. And you definitely you don't want to start going backwards. So you need to take that consistency and continue to earn the job, hold the job, be the guy for the job, like the coaches have decided that he is.
Team's response to Ty being named the starter?
What was the team's response to Ty being named the starter?
Supportive. I think, the guys have been supportive, all 3 guys, but certainly Ty's shown the most leadership and command. So I don't think anybody was caught off guard by that. But I thought, we did a good job as a coaching staff. I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but trying to let it play its course and make sure the team saw Ty earn it. I think that's important for Ty, too, that he can come out there and his teammates know that he went and earned that spot. And they've been great, offense and defense.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and I think that for the team, they want to see, because this is a team of so many alpha dogs and so many guys who are just elite athletes and future NFL players or whatever, but nobody wants to see you. Let me ask you this in life, just be thinking about this. Have you ever seen anybody just being like handed something, entitled to, like, have you ever seen like nepotism? Have you ever seen people just like get the job without having the qualifications? Do you view those people differently than people that you've worked with, that have put in the grind, that have put in the hours, that have stayed late, that have made mistakes, but continue to climb up in their job performance? And then when their time is ready, they're the person for the job. Don't you view those 2 people differently? Well, the coaching staff really played some chess with the roster, because they could have just basically said, hey, Ty, you're the guy, you've been here, and you're the oldest, so here you go. Here are the keys. No. Like, that's not how it works. And it doesn't work like that in life. You got to be able to work for the job. And I think people on the team were like, okay, yeah, well, let's see the quarterback battle. And then eventually, if you played sports, you 100% know. All right. If you played pickup basketball, if you played golf, if you played football professionally, college, whatever it is, if you played sports, volleyball, whatever, you know who the best is on the team. You know who deserves to be the captain. You know where everybody is on the roster, and you know if you're better than them, and if you know that you're worse than them. That's just how it is. So, and people earn respect by showing up, by being accountable, and I think just like TR791 says, it's time with TYME. All right, Ryan Grubb, we continue.
Ty's pretty fiery. He's a pretty.
I couldn't even hear the question, but something about like maybe his competitive spirit. He said Ty's fiery.
Fiery guy. I've really been impressed how he's been able to kind of calm that. I always thought I was wildly impressed in my time with Geno Smith. He's a fiery competitor as well, but I always told Ty, like, Gino's ability to get back to room temperature quickly and be able to process and be an elite quarterback was something that I was always just amazed by. And I told Ty, you know, that's what you got to be, is a guy that can have composure and realize there's different times that, you know, release points. You score a touchdown, you want to go crazy, right? But up to then, you just got to be a smooth operator.
Yeah, I love that. By the way, I had Geno Smith as my fantasy quarterback last year. He threw for a ton of yards, and I had Jackson, Smith, and Jigba as well. There were some games where that guy, I'm serious, he went crazy, right? He had, like, I don't know, 43 points for me one game or whatever. But, yeah, kind of when you're an athlete and when you're specifically the quarterback, you need to be able to be fiery but also in control, right? And that's one of the things, like, I kind of think back to really all the quarterbacks that we've had here, at least that I've covered. All those guys have had a really good demeanor about them. I haven't seen any, like, crash outs from any of the quarterbacks. I mean, you know, Jalen, man, that dude was stoic. He was like a 70-year-old man. Tua, man, that guy was super, you know, calm as well. Mac Jones, same thing. He was fiery. Bryce Young, man, the quarterbacks that I've covered, it's been, I could probably write a book about the quarterbacks, right? And then Jalen Milroe. And now you have Ty, so you got to be able to keep that right. Coach Saban would say the right psychological disposition, you know, during the game times, during the ups and the downs, because kind of that next play mentality. Hey, Jay, thanks for the super dog. I see you, man. Jay in Pensacola, good to see you, man. Yeah, the usernames, I don't know why. This happened to us before. This is the second time it's happened. The usernames, for whatever reason, I guess just on my channel, sometimes get miscombobulated. Is that a word? Miscombobulated? Jimmy Williams, what's up, dog? I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Grubb is, I don't know how long Grubb is going to be here. I'm not trying to freak anyone out. I saw a clip of Kane Womack out there too mic'd up on, like, Alabama's official channel. These guys are head coaches, man. We should be happy that they're here. I hope that they stay longer, but this guy, he gives off head coaching vibes 100%.
To watch a lot of Ty's film, I assume, from last year and previous years.
Yep.
Where do you think he's made the biggest growth, and where do you still sort of want to see him continue to grow?
I think you could hear that question as well, but where do you want to, you know, what type of growth have you seen from Ty Simpson?
I'd say poise and decision making. I think that his eyes would drop and he would give up on stuff really, really quickly because he is so athletic and can move. And now I just feel like, you know, he's very poised back there. I think anytime you have a guy that can balance those two things, be an explosive athlete out of the pocket, but also know that he doesn't have to do it every time, I think that's the thing you love to see out of a guy like Ty.
Kind of threw Keelin Russell into the fire. I mean, immediately as a freshman, put him in a quarterback battle and things like that. What have you seen from Keelin as he kind of approached the pressure of a quarterback battle almost immediately on his arrival here, and how have you seen him grow?
How have you seen Keelin Russell grow, being a freshman and being kind of thrown right into a quarterback battle as soon as he gets here? That's it. This is on Keelin Russell.
You know, Coach Sheridan and, you know, Coach DeBoer did a phenomenal job recruiting Key. And, you know, I thought their assessment when I got here was spot on, that he's a very composed player for a young player. And even when it's not perfect and things aren't going Key's way, I think he's able to just slow the game down. And I think that that's something that's, you know, somewhat innate that he can just do. And so I think when you can build and then you continue to build on the knowledge base and understanding the system, he'll just keep getting better. So he's a really, really calm, excellent player with great vision.
I think it's probably hard for us as, you know, Alabama fans to see like a 5-star not play immediately. And here's why. I think because of the level of talent that Alabama is able to recruit at, right? These guys are so good that they could play right away. The problem is that being one of the top programs in the country, the guys are always going to be ahead of you. So that's why it's always remarkable to me when a freshman is able to play right away. Like Xavier Brown last year, starting at quarter, still like is amazing to me, right? And like specifically at the quarterback position, let me ask you inside the comment box, when was the last time? Maybe I mean, I have a lot going on. I'm, you know, sometimes I'm good at multitasking. Other times I need to slow down a little bit. When was the last time a true freshman came in here and started as a quarterback, as a true freshman? I'm serious. Like under Saban, who was it before that? Like, I mean, quickly, who was the last freshman to like just come in and just start, right? Because I remember being here when Mac Jones was the quarterback. And yeah, Chad Kennedy, I see you inside the com box. That's good, man. I appreciate it. And I remember when Bryce got here, we won. Was he a true freshman though? Was Jalen Hurts a true freshman, or was he a redshirt freshman? Because I think there is kind of a difference, right? 2 years, 1 year. Was Jalen a true freshman? Because I remember here, like when Mac Jones was here and we had Bryce come in, and Bryce was probably I guess we thought he was going to start, but he didn't, and it was Mac Jones who had kind of waited his turn, kind of almost the same path, and he came in, and my goodness, there wasn't anybody calling for Bryce Young because Mac Jones was absolutely cooking, right? So I don't know. I mean, I think we'll have to go. Was he a true freshman that year? Okay, yeah, thanks. So I guess then what was that, 2016, 2017? I think that was right around the time that I got here. I can't remember if he was redshirt or – my point is it's remarkable when a freshman, specifically at quarterback, is able to come here. That just shows you how rare it is. All right, we continue with Ryan Grubb. That was just on Keelin Russell.
How has Ty been in the quick game, just making the right reads with the underneath stuff?
How has Ty been kind of making the quick reads and stuff like that on Ty Simpson?
Today specifically, I thought we had some sequencing stuff where we're lining up in second and extra long or second and long and trying to get a first down with 3 downs. And quick game showed up in those scenarios, and he hit every one of them. So I was really impressed, just his ability to get the ball out, make decisive decisions, have his eyes in the right spot. And a lot of times quick game just comes down to that, is being decisive and making sure you're reading the right spot.
What can you do from a leadership standpoint over the next couple of weeks or going into the first game after being named starter?
Leadership standpoint as a starter.
Just keep being him, honestly. I think if he started acting out of character or doing some things that he hadn't done to this point, I think that would be the red flag for the team or the guys. I think that he's established the type of person he is in the locker room. He's known these guys for a long time, and just keep being himself. My advice to him was just be authentic. As long as he does that, locker room has the best read for that. They know when guys aren't, and just stay in the wheelhouse.
Right, he's the one quarterback in this group that the staff did not recruit. How did he gain your trust, Kaylin's trust overall?
Ty Simpson, this is an interesting question. Ty Simpson was the only quarterback within the room. There's only 3 quarterbacks that wasn't recruited by DeBoer or by Grubb. How did he go about winning the trust of those coaches to be named the guy?
Well, I think that's a great question. And I will say this. One of my main messages to Ty was that he did earn it. And, that I thought that he was a little bit careless with the football, and that was something that I wanted to make sure that as a decision maker, with a good team and a lot of great supporting cast around him, you just want to make sure you can distribute the ball. And I thought for him, calming the game down, slowing it down, and being authentic in the meeting room, like just not trying to say things to impress a coach or like say something to show that you understand the coverage, asking genuine questions. I just being in the meeting room with him every day, I trust him in that regard, and I think that was a huge part for our growth.
Keelin, after the scrimmage, that by the second scrimmage, you wanted to name the quarterback. So, kind of, why was yesterday the right time? Was it that he showed enough in that first scrimmage that made you say you trust him?
The coaches had said after the first scrimmage that after the second scrimmage would be kind of a timeline. The reporter, I think that was Katie Tsoukalis, who asked why was yesterday kind of the day that they named the quarterback.
Yeah, it was, I really felt like he had showed enough through camp to be, kind of the dominant player in the room. And I felt like it was the best thing for the team just to move forward, and get the guys going and give some establishment to that position so the team could get behind him.
Last question. You mentioned Geno Smith, but going back to Jake Hayner, Michael Penix, what's the common thread that you need to see in your starting quarterback, and how does Simpson have that?
Decision-making and vision. Those are the 2 things. And for Ty, that's the thing, is he's got good vision, and his decision-making has went off the charts compared to what it was. And he just keeps doing that and being himself. He'll be a really, really good quarterback.
All right, that was Ryan Grubb. I always like to hear, his interview and kind of his point of view on things. So what I'm going to do is actually I'll open up the call in line. You see it on the screen right here. It's 205-850-1994. If you want to call in, now is a good time. I'd like to get your thoughts on Ty Simpson now being the official starter or anything. I mean, it's your show, so now is a good time, 205-850. Please note that when you do call in, there's probably someone behind you that also wants to talk, so get a couple points in, maybe a point. You want to make it quick. Sometimes that's better. And then we'll move on and kind of keep the show, rolling along. So I appreciate you, Josh Johnson and Steve Taylor for the Venmo and Chad Kennedy for the Cash App. Thank you so much. And for the other additional super chats, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So 205-850-1994. When I call in, well, you'll see how it works. It's about to happen right now. 601, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, Jay Pensacola.
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? You doing all right today?
I'm doing pretty good. Coming through Missouri right now.
All right, man. So we got Jay coming through. Jay, what was your thought when you heard about? Because look, it wasn't shocking content that Ty Simpson was being named the quarterback. But what's your overall kind of take and your confidence in a quarterback like Ty Simpson?
I am very confident in him. I've been confident in him, actually. I think his tools of being a coach's son, I think that's going to elevate him, in my opinion. I think his knowledge of being in football, as long as he was, having like I said, being a coach's son, I think it's going to elevate him. I think it's going to elevate his game. And I want to see his act. Like you said earlier on the show, I want to see not only him. I know we're talking about that's a get out subject, but I want to see how the team responds to getting punched in the mouth. I want to see can they adapt.
Yeah, and that was an interesting point earlier on the line with Jay from Pensacola. I put his name up on the board here in a second, but yeah, I actually saw that on War Chant earlier, and somebody brought up a point. They're like, look, this is a quarterback that doesn't have a lot of game experience. And also, how is he going to respond when he does get punched in the mouth? Because the user from War Chant was saying it's going to be a hostile environment, regardless of, Florida State's record last year, whatever. Like, I'm telling you what, there will be so many fans at Doak Campbell Stadium just so eager hoping for an upset, hoping for even a moral victory, right? So, how is Ty going to respond when he get punched in the mouth? I mean, so far, it looks like he's had a pretty good fall camp, only one interception or whatever, but we're about to find out. And you know what? I'm willing to bet that he's got a tougher chin than, maybe we can see, because his dad is a coach, right? You got to think that the next play mentality. Hey, you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to go wrong, right? You're going to be cornered by wolves. You don't have to freak out. Like, this is part of it and part of the journey. Anything else, Jay, while I got you on the line?
Yes, we got one more thing. Like you said earlier on the show today, Ty is in the exact same position as Mac Jones. Mac Jones didn't have any. He had that one game experience. We played Wisconsin at the bowl game, and he came in for Auburn at the Auburn game.
Yep.
And he had that one experience, and Ty's in the same position he's in.
Yeah.
And Keelin Russell is Bryce Young in this position. So he's in the same position as Mac Jones. So we have everything.
I know.
Everything. All the pieces are there.
I know. It's literally, it's like the same thing. You have this 5-star that we just couldn't wait to see. It's the exact same thing. So, and 2020 worked out pretty good for us, man. But thanks for calling in, Jay. Be safe on the road, man. I always appreciate your support, man. And we'll catch up with you next time.
I want to say God is the greatest, and I love y'all, man.
All right, man. I love you too, dog. See you, man. All right, Jay from Pensacola. All right, up next, we got Chris from New Jersey. We'll take it right now. Chris, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
Kyle, how are you, brother?
Should we put
this name change is killing me, man.
I know. Should we put?
They don't know it's me. They don't know it's me.
It's Montclair, right? Montclair.
Montclair, New Jersey.
Well, last time we put up We put up Newark. I think. Did we put up Newark last time? I think we put up.
I was born there. That's my home. That's where I was born, and I went to college. I went to Rutgers in Newark.
Yeah, so that's why we had it on the board. Anyways, welcome.
Now you wonder why I root for Alabama.
Yeah. Anyways, man, you're like, I don't know, it's your show, but kind of curious to get your thoughts on and everyone's thoughts, kind of on the quarterback detail. Now that we officially know that Ty's the guy.
I am. Listen. I'll say I'm nervous. Obviously, I've been burned by going all in on a quarterback. Although I'll say I want to say a couple things that I've noticed. One is, this guy Grubb is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think he's the greatest addition to the entire team. He was saying things like, Ty wasn't he wasn't looking up, and he was, something with his feet. I was like, God, this guy. I'm not crying over spilled milk, Kyle. Well, maybe I am, but I wish Milrow had Grubb. All right, never mind. Let's not go there. So I would say this: Jam Miller, in his who I really like, by the way, he in his interview today said that they all knew it was going to be Ty. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I mean that because I'm like, I just want to win like everybody else in the chat. Now, also, somebody that I've been saying in the chat that I've been worried about this entire time was Formby, and we all pick our favorite player every year. Book was my favorite player last year. You know who my favorite player is this year? LT Overton, and you know what he said? He goes, Formby is going to surprise us all. And so that's coming when it comes from iron sharpens iron. When it comes from one of the players,
I like that.
I go, it's not a coach, it's not somebody pontificating, it's the play. So that made me feel good. And when Jam said that about Ty today, I was like, they knew. So that's a sign. So that I think we all could breathe a sigh of relief because this thing is, Kyle, it's shocking. This is on us, man. We're 2 weeks away from the opener.
Yeah.
I'm going to be freaking out again, Kyle.
Yeah, it's and I put up the side by.
Hey, I got married in that's the art museum. That one, my wedding reception was in that art museum.
I love putting up the cities for the people. That's like that's like my favorite thing because I'm my soul loves to travel. But before I go, I put up before I let you go, I put up a side-by-side comparison of Tommy Castellanos and Ty Simpson, and it was amazing to me. I think off the top of my head, Tommy's thrown in the last 3 or 4 seasons, 33 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, all those interceptions.
28 interceptions. I was like, man, that's obviously excessive, but man, 28 interceptions. My goodness, you saw that graphic, right?
I did. So, and that guy's got a big mouth. Good luck with that. Oh, and lastly about what you were saying this morning. I think having us at 8 is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Saban would have been in heaven. That's like reverse rap was.
I know.
But these guys, they don't respect you. And you beat FSU, we'll be at 5, and then we'll climb up from there. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm a little nervous. I'm feeling good about Ty. I'm feeling a little bit better about Formby. I feel great about the defense. Oh. I keep on the one last thing I want to say is obviously we're all obsessed with Alabama, but I've been watching the size of Deontay Lawson's knee brace. First, he had a really big one, which scared me. Then he had a smaller one. Now he's gone back to a middle. Kyle, what does this mean for us, man? That the size of the knee brace scares me. So that's all I'm saying. So listen, keep up the great work. We're here, Kyle. We're 2 weeks away. So, oh, and by the way, you have a very talented daughter. Maybe maybe we got Broadway in the future. I saw the video.
Thank you.
Show everybody the video.
Yeah, I'll show her before we dip out. All right, appreciate the call, Chris. Good to hear from you, man.
All right, brother. All right, we'll talk.
Man. Take it easy.
Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide to you, man. All right, Chris out in New Jersey, 718. Hey, thanks for calling. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Pete from Pennsylvania.
Pete from Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right. 1 second. I don't know. I can't really I don't know what happened. All right. All right. Calling line's still open. I don't know. I guess we lost that call. 205-850-1994 is the number to call in if you guys want to call in the show. Kind of like going over, the excitement, I guess, what you want with, like, let's see what this has for Tuscaloosa if we put this in. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I don't think we've done this one before. Out of all the callers that we have, right? Yeah, I don't know. 205-850-1994. But yeah, you guys were asking, earlier, Lacey was at camp. So at the end, I'll show you guys a quick clip of her singing from Annie. Anyways, it was a good time. But I think tomorrow we'll also have a call-in show. So if you guys want to call in tomorrow, we'll talk more about this, and we'll also hear from Coach Kane Womack, and we'll have practice tomorrow again, kind of leading into the next scrimmage, which will be on Saturday. So eager to get to that next scrimmage and see how now the team continues to perform. And we're just a couple of weeks away from the season, right? I mean, it's really amazing that we've made it this far, because my goodness, it felt like we kind of got stuck in the mud there for a little while, right? But, we made it. So we're here. Let me load up this clip from my daughter real quick, and then we'll dip out. I appreciate you guys rocking and supporting the show tonight on Bama Football on YouTube. Appreciate you guys, and hope you guys had a good show. I always like to come on here no matter the time, and kick it with you guys. I hope this time kind of makes sense for you guys for like the nightcaps. So let me bring this to life. Let's see if I could get this to play. All right, so this is Lacey. She was cast Annie in her camp. Let me take that away. Take that away. Take that away. All right, here we go. Yeah, Pete, I don't know what happened, man. Try again next time, dog. All right, here's Annie. Here's Lacey as Annie on during her summer camp. She's obviously Annie if you've seen like the musical. Hey. Yeah, good performance, Lacey. She did a wonderful job. Hey, Pete, try to call in tomorrow. I don't know what happened, dog. But you can catch me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. That's Lacey Henderson. Cast as Annie, killing it, and we appreciate you guys. So, look, I might have to see. She told me the other day, she's like, I want to, she told me, she was like, I want to cover sports. And I was like, why don't you just run the YouTube channel? And she was like, oh, I want to cover NFL. So I was like, no, I get you. So it's all good. Have a good night. Try me again tomorrow if you want to wrap. I think I'm going to have a call-in show. So if I couldn't get you through tonight or if we got disconnected or whatever, try again tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Stay blessed. Stay where your feet are at. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for the super chats. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Stay where your feet are at. Sleep well, say your prayers, and enjoy this beautiful thing we got called life. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on Tuesday, August 12th, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Stay blessed and see you guys next time. And roll damn Tide. Tide spelled Tyde.